Hi everyone, Jacob Howard here, and in this video we will be talking about Lipo battery chargers. Please pay close attention as the batteries we use in our drones are potentially the most dangerous part of the drone. A Lipo battery improperly cared for could potentially turn into a toxic fire hazard. The information we present in this video will be vital to protecting both you and your drone battery investment. Lipo battery charger. A Lipo charger takes power from one source, be it an AC outlet or another battery, and it regulates the voltage and current that flows into the battery being charged. Lipo battery chargers are different from most chargers because Lipo batteries must be maintained at certain voltages. Most Lipo chargers on the market today are considered smart chargers, which means they contain microprocessors and sophisticated programming to carry out the charging function safely and accurately. It's the charger's job to make sure that the battery is first, safe for charging, second, regulate the charge, and third, cut off when the battery is full. Most smart battery chargers today can also tell if something isn't right or if something goes wrong during the charge and shut itself off. This is important because when Lipo batteries go wrong, the results can be absolutely catastrophic. Wattage or amp rating. Battery chargers are limited by the amount of power they can take in and the amount of power they can put out. That is why all battery chargers have ratings. For example, we have our recommended HTRC battery charger rated at 150 watts at 10 amps. This means that our charger can only charge up to 150 watts or 10 amps max, whichever limit it hits first. Because we charge batteries that are different voltages, we need these two ratings. Now I know it's a little confusing, but let's do some math to help understand it. If you have a 22.2 volt 6S 1500 mAh battery, it's safe and recommended to charge it at 1C, meaning 1 times the capacity of the battery. 1 times 1500 equals 1500 mAh or 1.5 amps. To figure out what that is in watts, we simply multiply current and volts. So with the 6S pack, we take 22.2 volts times 1500 mAh, and that equals 33,300 milliwatts or 33.3 watts. So our 150 watt charger is more than capable of charging this battery. But let's say we have a really large battery, 6S 22.2 volt 7000 mAh battery. Well, the math would look like this. 22.2 times 7000, which equals 155.4 watts. This means that our 150 watt charger would not be able to charge at 155.4 watts or the full 7 amps that the battery can accept. So it's good to get a charger that has a reasonably high wattage rating, but you don't need to go crazy and spend way too much on a 1000 watt charger or something like that. Balanced charging. Every Lipo battery has several wires coming out of it. The two larger wires are the main power leads. The smaller wires that all go into one connector is called the balance lead or balance connector. When charging your batteries, you have two options: normal charge and balance charge. You can do a normal charge by setting the charger to go to the nominal battery voltage, then plug in the main power lead and set it to charge. The charger will stop once the nominal voltage is reached. This works, but is not the best practice to follow. Balance charging is where you plug in both the main power lead and the balance lead to your charger, then set your charger to do a balance charge. In a balance charge, the charger will look at each battery cell individually and make sure that by the end of the charge cycle, all the battery cells are the same voltage. This helps to make sure that no one cell is over or under the nominal cell voltage of 4.2 volts per cell. This helps protect and extend the life of your battery. Multiple port chargers. Chargers come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, but there are two main features to really choose from: single port and multi-port chargers. A single port, or single channel as they are sometimes called, are simply a charger that you can connect one battery to at a time. Multi-port chargers have two or more ports where you can plug in two or more batteries. Multi-port chargers are normally more expensive but give you the very useful feature of charging two batteries at once. Parallel charging balance boards. Parallel charging balance boards, or balance boards, are devices that allow you to plug in multiple batteries to your one-port charger. They are fairly inexpensive and allow you to plug in multiple batteries at once, saving you a lot of time while charging. Balance boards are great money-saving alternatives instead of getting a multi-port charger, but there are some very important safety guidelines that must be followed when using them. You cannot plug in batteries with different cell counts. This means if you have a 4-cell and a 6-cell battery, you cannot plug them into the balance board together. The 6S battery will start draining into the 4S and will damage or cause the 4S to ignite or explode. You also need to make sure that the batteries that you're plugging into the balance board have similar voltage of no more than a difference of 0.4 volts. If at the end of the day, battery A has a voltage of 15.22 volts and battery B has a voltage of 15.41 volts, that would be within acceptable limits. If battery A was at 15.22 volts and battery B was at 16.50 volts, do not plug them in, it would be unsafe. It's also advisable to keep batteries being charged on the balance board close to the same milliamp rating. So a 1300 mAh 4S battery and a 1500 mAh 4S battery would be okay to charge at the same time. But with a 1000 mAh and a 2000 mAh batteries, the differences would just be too great. Storage charge. When you get a brand new Lipo battery, it's not going to be fully charged. It's at what's called a storage charge. When your battery is at storage charge, each cell in the battery will be at 3.85 volts. Most smart chargers will have a charging program that will either charge or discharge your battery to put it into the storage charge state. At 3.85 volts per cell, the chemistry in the battery is the most stable and can safely be stored for long periods of time. If you're constantly flying your packs, charging and discharging them, you don't really need to worry about storage charging your batteries. But let's say you charged all your packs up and it's going to be raining for the next several days, it's a good idea to discharge all those packs back down to the storage level. Don't leave your packs fully charged for more than 2 days. The battery chemistry in packs left at full charge will over time start to break down and cause the battery to puff. When a battery puffs, it means the chemistry is outgassing and starting to inflate the cells. A puffed battery is an indication that the battery is at the end of its lifespan and on the way out. So trying to always keep your batteries at a storage charge level will help prolong the life of the battery. Over discharging. Over-discharging a battery can be dangerous. When you over-discharge a battery, it means that you have used more power than the battery can safely provide. You have taken the voltage below 3.3 volts per cell. When this happens, it will degrade the battery chemistry and cause the battery to puff. That's why it's a good idea to stop flying when your battery voltage gets near 3.5 volts. Flying it any lower and you risk damage to the battery. Here are a few general battery safety tips. Never charge your battery unattended. Periodically, it's good to check in to see if your battery is getting warm to the touch or starts to swell during the charge cycle. If it starts to swell or get warm to the touch, stop the charge and move the battery outside. If the battery remains puffed, discontinue use. Never charge a damaged battery. If the battery is swollen or puffy or has any other visible signs of damage like cuts or punctures, do not charge it. Safely dispose of the battery at a battery recycling station. Don't just toss it in the trash. Some hardware and electronic stores like Home Depot or Best Buy will have receptacles for old batteries. Charge your battery at 1C or less. This means only charge your battery at 1 time the battery capacity. So if you have a 1300 mAh battery, you should only charge it at 1.3 amps, 1500 mAh, 1.5 amps, and so on. Most chargers allow you to set the charging rate, and some batteries are designed to handle higher charging rates. But to get the longest life out of your battery and protect your investment, try to always charge at 1C or less. Charge your batteries in a safe location. When charging Lipo batteries, it's best to charge them in a place that if something were to go wrong, they won't catch anything on fire. Outside is best, but if you charge indoors, it's good to do it inside a Lipo bag, a fire-resistant bag, or on fireproof surface like concrete, tile, or stone countertop. It's also smart to have your charging station close to an exit in the event a battery goes up in smoke. Never charge in a sealed container. Ensure the charger settings are correct. Most smart chargers will automatically detect the voltage and number of cells in a pack when you plug it in, but you normally need to set the charge rate, charge amps, to match the battery capacity. I'm sorry if all this information is scaring you. I'm just trying to install a healthy respect for your Lipo batteries. With proper battery care and safe practices, you can safely enjoy your drones and protect your battery investment. If you enjoyed this video on FPV, we actually have an entire online course developed around these same types of lessons. We're talking dozens of lessons and hours of material designed to get you started into FPV or make you a better pilot. It is the world's first online FPV course, and we have students from around the world learning through it. The link to learn more is in the comments below. And as always, if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know, and have fun flying.